mama kwa from like Black Media. Abusia Dan BOTWE resignation ababonten ni nyina enchiremu ekyerese ono Dan BOTWE the entire wa resign from BAWUMIA campaign team ni nyina ne se enkrofo bi eka eye BAWUMIA campaign team no ho a omotwa BAWUMIA ho ahia na ayesese bi omokyere omo so omope BAWUMIA asem nanso wayese huriye moja mpani tirimu da odopa efela ne se wodo omo nkyere bi emfa nkyere BAWUMIA eno na nam so ama BAWUMIA running mate won sensem aba be ye den pa de ama no eno da nkyɛn a wo kyerɛ mu sɛ wɔno Dan BOTWE no ansa na obetimi asade ne ho aba bɛbɔ ɛyɛ campaign team no ho no ɛne na kyerɛ sɛ agye sɛ ɛyɛ Dr. Mahmoud BAWUMIA saa nkrɔfo no Dan BOTWE ɛkan wayi wo mu nyinaa firi ne nkyɛn sente saa sabi o man kateɛ baako ɛma mesen kateɛ apem na eduru sɛ amamuo no ankoye wa abra ebia ne tira yeye na ɔba bɛyɛ ɔmanpanyin wɔ Ghana yɛbɛba ne yɛtrenetren sa ne bia ba bɛka wɔn Dan BOTWE no ɔsi daabi saa nsɛm ne deɛ ɔnyɛ biem abusia owie na nkyerɛmu bi nso ɛsɛ toa so aba sɛ NIB a investigation a omoyeye ebehu se onipa a obetimi ababeye running mate edema Dr. Mahmoud BAWUMIA aye Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe no wode nkyiremu pa aba na nkyiremu a ode ba ye na ne se early February ana aye NIB for aye sa investigation na omoyeye no the proper one no it take place ewo aye February mu na no na Kennedy wahina kompreko Agyapong eka running mate for no ho ba ka Agyapong ba bonte beka so no de ompe no ana mo twentwe omo na asia afia koye se putupuru na omo ye hwehwemu no ba bi omo ye only the Ashanti region inti Ashanti region omo ye na chese Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe nko adin ne betimi apim eno ana nam so ama nkrofo bi keka se wo ye investigation a omo ye no Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe na afa eye running mate na busia yankwaji nchirimu no mre sisi ye.
I am aware that some parliamentarians and leading party members have reacted as well. I understand Honorable Dan BOTWE has also resigned as the chairman of the campaign committee. And it only tells you that things have not been properly done by the flag bearer and the people who advise him. When it comes to Honorable Dan BOTWE, I am very much aware that he accepted the role to be the campaign team hesitantly because for what I know he does not like the way things are going on around the flag bearer. He is not happy with the kind of people the flag bearer seek advice from and how decisions are taken around him. So he, for what I have gathered, have already warned the flag bearer about the consequence of surrounding himself with the kind of people he does, and kind of warn him that if he would accept the position, it means he would have to, the flag bearer would have to do away with some of these advisors who, according to him, does not help the campaign process, and which was how he came on board as a member of the campaign team. Sorry, excuse me. So, subsequent to that, a lot had happened. It appears that the flag bearer still take certain decisions. Decisions from some of the people that like the likes of that Honorable Dan BOTWE, think are not equipped with the necessary experience and the emotional control to take those decisions.
Great.
So Yeah.
So, David, let's zero down. Let's put the spotlight on the nominee now, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh. MPP Vona Miati says, "Womo pe Santinio, NSC ano, womo kwe Santinio Poku Prempeh, and Mniade." And think what is all about this? Friends, he went crying this annual. Who is saying?
Well, let me say that. I mean, the issue about the tribal affiliation or origin of Dr. Poku Prempeh does not necessarily come in if it were just a general selection that was being done. For what you have gathered, you are aware that indeed a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, the national security had was supposedly conducted some research.
That's the NIB report.
Yes, they conducted a research about before this research was done in February early this year. There was an earlier research done which covered a sample size of 200,000. This 200,000 covered members of the party who were selected randomly, some executive members, and all that. So this was also to determine, to scientifically select who is best fit for the running mate position. And in that survey, it turns out that Honorable Kennedy Agyapong was the most favored for the job. And you recall that in the aftermath of the primaries, the presidential primaries, there has been a very cold relationship between the flag bearer, Dr. Mohammed BAWUMIA, and the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong.
Correct.
And this relationship has degenerated into a situation where the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong said that he was not going to campaign for the flag bearer, except someone else. Matthew Poku Prempeh emerged as a running mate.
Correct.
When it turned out that, so when he calculated it, he realized that with him emerging as the preferred running mate of the majority of the party members who were interviewed or were sampled, there was a need to bring him on the campaign. But he was never going to be as a running mate because of some of the utterances he made during the flag bearership race.
Correct. Okay.
But then the survey there requires that they bring him closer to the campaign, and indeed they did brought him closer to the campaign. You recall when you met the flag bearer in Kumasi during one of the campaign visits by the flag bearer to Swami. And so the idea was to just bring him closer and to make it look like there is if iron out their differences, and then they would then drop the name of the candidate that he had said he would prefer. But time has passed. He has realized that he's even more popular than the so-called candidates who he said he would prefer to be the running mate. And the way the report was leaked, the national security report was leaked, also became a concern to many people in the party. In fact, the second survey that was done, they narrowed down the candidates to only Ashanti region, those who have affiliates in the Ashanti, who are Ashanti region, who originate from the Ashanti region. So it was limited to NAPO, the chief of staff, who Madame Prima Opari. It's also Agyapong, the Honorable Minister for Education.
So are you suggesting that this this document, the NIB report, was leaked to these top people earlier before it got to the press, or another one?
No, I'm saying that this report that got leaked is a product of the second survey.
Okay.
Which was limited only to these 5 people who came from Ashanti region.
I see.
Or others who came, we was limited to candidates from Ashanti region.
Yeah.
As opposed to what was done in the earlier survey, which was a nationwide survey to scout who is more favorable to partner Dr. BAWUMIA.
Hey.
The earlier one was conducted with, general candidacy of the party. So, for instance, you had a candidate Agyapong, any other person who could emerge as the running mate. And that was what the party people voted for Kennedy Agyapong as their most favorite. So when another report is done of 5,000 respondents and it's saying that it's Matthew Opoku Prempeh, it is very deceptive to tell the public that the most favorite candidate is Dr. Opoku Prempeh and not Kennedy Agyapong. So that is the deception about, the consultation done, the supposed consultation done by the flag bearer.
I see.
Because, the party people are very, very important in this decision making. If that is what they are trying to project, then Kennedy Agyapong should have been named as a running mate.
I see. So
not Dr. Opoku Prempeh.
Great. So if I hear you right, David, does all these rendezvous pretty much suggest that the report somehow was skewed towards, as it were, to project Matthew Opoku Prempeh to some extent? Can you give us that sense of that?
Exactly so. It appears that the report was purposed to have Dr. Opoku Prempeh as the running mate. And it's also, this can be explained by how the report got leaked just a day after, the survey was conducted. And, this survey is usually done at the expense of the president.
Yeah.
The president, is the one who orders the national security to brief it on some of these issues. And so when these surveys are done by the NIB, National Investigation Bureau, it is usually between the director of the bureau and the coordinator of national security and the presidency. So these 3 institutions are the only one who are allowed to see this report. So where it got leaked, it only be from one of these sources. Now, if you look at it, if this report is done, if the report is submitted by the coordinator to the presidency, it can only be given to the chief of staff.
Exactly.
And that is where the chief of staff didn't perform very well in that report. And so he could not necessarily be the one to leak this report. It definitely would have been leaked at the level of the national security. And, for what interest, your guess is mine. Your guess is as good as mine, yeah.
Great one. Now, David, for the purposes of what you and I are in as students of security and intelligence, can we share this with our listeners and viewers, and more to that of the software that the intelligence reports sometimes they use to write such reports for the purposes of avoiding leakages and all of that, and then it becomes more covert to 1 or 2 persons, and so it helps in the traces of where it may coming from. What particular software that was adopted in putting some of this report that is difficult for somebody to trace?
I think that.
Can we share?
What's the name? The technicalities of where it's leaked for, leaked from, may not be necessary for in this particular discussion. But I mean, if you have to know, some of these reports in the past were done manually by the security operatives who are dispatched by their authorities.
Great.
And this usually, when this is done, you know, the national security is a very secretive organization.
Exactly.
And so these things are kept, you know, under wrap and to only the destination that is supposed to go. So, but I think that with the help of modernity, it looks like they use different apps as well to collect these results, and that is what has been done. I am aware that the method used for the collection, there is no way. I mean, this report would have leaked before it is collated into a report. The survey wouldn't have been leaked until it's collated into a report.
Exactly.
Because the report is done at the very epic of the national security. The survey conducted by the operatives are only done by different operatives, and they could not even know what is contained in the final report.
Exactly.
So if they couldn't have leaked it, it would only have been leaked at the top, or if it is given to the presidency.
I see.
So it tells you that there is a motive by whoever leaked the report to just have a certain representation of it, and this is what is causing a whole lot of problems for Dr. Opoku, the flag bearer, because the people do not accept, you know, the outcome. If you have opted for scientific research, it is important that you keep to the standard. And it looks like this time around, they have not kept to the standard. The standard is that if you do a research and the majority of the people opt for a particular result, or the majority of the people take a particular decision, that is what you must abide to. If you are going for the research that has been done, definitely Dr. Opoku has not been accepted by the members of the majority of the members of the party. It can only be a product of the advisors of Dr. BAWUMIA and perhaps himself. I mean, we are also told that even the flag bearer himself may not be very much a friend of Dr. Opoku, and you hear that some members of the flag bearers team have initially come out to say that the flag bearer has not chosen Dr. Opoku. It only goes to confirm that indeed his candidature is a bit, it's causing a bit of a problem for the party.
Great.